Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. Our channel is created for open thoughts, discussions, and our own thoughts on certain things. And you might be asking, who are we? So I am in, as you can see. My name is I and in. It is on my Aadhaar card, so you have to believe it. And with us, we have
The next day.
Have said it, but with you people here, I am Chauntecleer.
the name Chauntecleer doesn't really sound like something anybody would want to have. But it is very mysterious name. So we would like you to educate people on why you chose this name and what is the story behind it.
Well, so Chauntecleer is actually my middle name. For the past, I am 19 years old. So for the past 18 years, I was looking for a middle name because in general in India we don't have middle name. But I wanted one. I wanted an identity of my own. So I gave myself the name Chaunteclear.
As sorry
Nobody
sorry
knows.
for interrupting and jumping in. I just want to make one thing clear to our audience that Chaunteclear here has said identity. So that means we support LGBTQ. So please no hate. Please continue.
And I started looking up for many names, but but like a lot of names, middle names, they were not sitting so well with my first and last name. As I'm an
2,000 years later.
Very thank you for the insights. My name in has been not so much thought has given to it, but it is easy to pronounce, easy to remember. That's why I go by in because I have inside thoughts. So this session, this is our first ever podcast. So don't mind our mispronunciations, our accent not being great, and our professionalism being on a very low. We are trying to be professionals, as you can see. Today, we have multiple things we want to talk about, put our insights, get your guys' insights on what you think should happen in that certain situation or what you guys think about that certain situation in your day to day lives. For the most part, in the podcast that we are doing, all of them would have our personal opinions on certain things that I believe, she believes, and we both will have discussion on it as to what can be an open-minded discussion. And maybe we are wrong about certain things, maybe we are right about certain things. But if we are wrong, feel free to comment and let us know what we got wrong or what perspective we missed while thinking about these situations. So I would like Chanticleer to tell people about what are the first topic we're gonna talk about, and let's discuss the topic. Let's go.
So the very first thing that I want to discuss is that how much do looks really matter? Because after a point, like if simply to categorize on the very basic level, there are like attractive people and there are not so attractive people. If you are an attractive person by looks, you fit in the beauty standards, so it is easy for you to get the validation. And often a lot of times you will fall into that loophole of validation. You will seek validation to feel good about yourself. And if you're not so attractive, then you will feel bad about it, and then you might curse yourself for it. So now then there comes self pity. So now what can we do if you have realized that you're not so pretty, you don't fit well with the beauty standards? What can be done, and how much do looks really matter? Like what will it get you in life? So I would ask in to give his perspective.
As the proudful member of the people who are societally considered beautiful, I would like to give my insights on it. As you can see, this podcast had no self-aware people, so feel free to drop in whatever you think is correct. For the most part, what I believe in even in a journal conversation or in whatever you do with a random person, I think looks do matter for a certain time period. As you can see right now, I look like I sell drugs. So if I am to approach someone to have a discussion, the person is going to have a, a certain mindset on my looks. And if I go to them and talk about something that I want to talk about or introduce myself, even if to have a general knowing conversation with anyone, looks will matter initially. If you are
And
approached,
a lot of times
yes, yes.
it has happened to in that people just come up to him and they assume that he's IIT Wale Baba because he looks quite identical. But let me make it clear, he's not IIT Wale Baba. Otherwise, we would have been famous.
Thank you, Chauntecleer. Thank you very much. People have been considering that, and I have not been feeling very good about it. Not like I don't like IIT Wale Baba, but it's just I want to have my self identity, and people comparing me with someone is not very much appreciated. But thank you, Chauntecleer, for having my back. Respect to you. And getting back to the topic, on a basic general level, looks will matter. If you are approaching someone out of the box, the person have not seen you, they will be open to a discussion as much as they find you attractive. If you are attractive to their sense, or if you are considered attractive, you might have the confidence to approach people, and you think and they will think that you are attractive, so they will be more open to have an open-minded discussion, or even to have a conversation about meeting at some place to get to know each other. Because if I
But
approach,
a lot of
yes, yes,
but a lot of times it happens that we are a lot of times intimidated by attractive people, so there are less chances that you will approach them. Is it?
Ye- I'm not focusing on a fact that attractive people are being approached. I
No,
am,
no, but
yes, yes.
yeah, I just added into that.
Uh, the possibility of approaching an attractive person are considerably very low if you are wanting them to have certain kind of feelings towards you. If you just want to have a conversation and just want to be friends with them, you will feel a certain kind of a pressure while approaching them. But once you do, you will have a calm conversation because they will get the idea that you are not here to hit on them. You're just here to have a conversation and be friends with them. And with attractive people, it happens a lot that people wants to be friends with them, or generally want to know what the person really are, but they don't go for it just because everyone uh, surroundingly will judge you on it. Because if one person is extremely popular, and if you want to just have to be friends, or if you want to just be friends with them and they don't know you, and if you try to approach them, whether it's a girl or a boy, it will be a thing that that girl or a boy is attractive to that popular person. And that is something I think happens a lot. That's why approaching them is difficult, but once you do with your right intentions that you have, you will get a straightforward answer from them because they have been approached multiple times. So it will be easy for them to handle it.
Getting back on the topic, once suppose you have now discovered that okay, I am not pretty, so then what do you do, or how much should you feel bad about it, or what would you like to say?
For the most part, as you guys can see, I am getting bold. So there, in few years, there will be no hair left on my head. And that was working on my psyche that I'm not going to be attractive anymore. And not saying I am right now, but I truly think with hair, people look attractive. and with no hair and no body, I will look like a patient. So it is some kind of it affects your psyche in many ways, how you see uh, physical appearance or how you consider attractiveness or not. But you have to be, if you accept that you are getting bored and it is okay, then it is much easier to deal with it or just to ride with it rather than keep on thinking. It is like saving water from water. I made no sense there.
So, how do you practice acceptance? Because a lot of times we are aware of the fact, we are aware of a lot of things, but we are unable to accept the fact and we keep ourselves in a delusion.
I think if it is the topic about accepting the fact that you are not attractive, I would like Chauntecleer to have your opinions, please.
I cannot think of much right now, but I feel, I feel even if you find yourself on that ladder, maybe just still go look at yourself in the mirror and say that you're pretty, bro. I see you. I think you're pretty. Even though you might not match with your own standards, what you consider to be pretty, but you still gotta tell yourself that even if I don't have such great looks, it does not makes me any less as a person. I still have equal rights as a good looking individual, and we're not different in much sense. And then turn to your inner beauty. That is very important. Turn to your inner beauty, and actually that is like being not so attractive actually saves you from a lot of delusion and I would say bullshit in simple words. Because if you're attractive, there are a lot of unnecessary things that I feel you have to deal with, a lot of attention, and to get out of a lot of intention. When you're getting so much attention, why would you want to get out of it? So that will take much more willpower and whatever you say.
Mm.
So you're in a sense, here you have a bit of benefit. And to consider in a like broad range, not that many people can be called attractive. And about attractiveness, now attractiveness features is one thing, and like living, like you can still have a very great fashion sense, you can still do makeup, you can still do all of those things that you like.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was all.
Yeah, initially, for the most part, people think you have to be extremely attractive to be considered attractive. But
Hmm.
in a general consensus, if you dress good, you are looking clean and you're not looking disgusting and you're not smelling bad. And if you have just a clear sense of hygiene and, well, like she said, good sense of picking up clothes, for guys, maybe a good haircut and just be presentable. That
Just grooming overall.
the grooming part. If you are presentable, then that is okay. That is the bare minimum you have to be is presentable. And that bare minimum is everything. If you are not presentable, if you are looking like me right now, then fuck it, man, you are ugly. What you are going to be? You think people gonna approach you like that? That is a shame, man. You have to be presentable if you want to consider attractive. If you are presentable, you are looking good, you have a good sense of speech. And the topic was how long or how much the looks matter. Looks only matter on the initial part as you're trying to get people's attention or you want people to talk to you. That's the only point where the looks will matter. If you have a shit personality, you have no essence to you, you have no perspective, you have no uh, nothing, like a broken sense of humor. You don't know how to create conversation, you don't know how to be anything, overall a shit personality. y- you can be an extremely handsome or extremely beautiful girl, But with no personality, people
I would
going to stay with you. That
I
is the
would like to that if that is the case, if even if you're extremely attractive, so and then you have a shit personality and you are blinded by your attractiveness because of all the attention that you get by it, trust me, there is so much bashing behind your back that you're going to get, because everyone likes to bash, everyone likes to do that back bitching. And जो कि of course जो कि ज्यादा attractive popular लोग होते हैं उनकी ज्यादा होती है compared to a common man, because everyone wants कि हाँ इस popular इंसान की life में क्या चल रहा है, which everyone does. So which now is like is it's a general fact. So the most important thing here is to have a common sense, is to be human, is to deal with things in a certain manner, because looks don't give you brain, looks don't give you, looks might give you opportunity, but if you don't know how what to do with that opportunity, how to deal with that opportunity, how to get the max out of it, then it does not matter. And a lot of times in a person, I see that attractive people, they're just attractive, they just have good fashion sense, and after that there is nothing, they have no conversations to offer, they have no great ideas. And if you don't have any of that, I don't think you can make anything out of your looks. Yeah.
and that is where initially how much your looks will matter. If you are a girl, your looks will matter. If you are a guy, your looks will matter. But only on the initial state. You can be physically attractive. You can have for both guys and girls. You both can be physically attractive, but if you have no personality, that attractiveness is only going to lead to some level of friendship, which is no friendship for the most part. And even in romantic relationships, if the guy is in a romantic relationship, I think a guy is attractive initially to a girl on how she looks, because that's the initial attractiveness. And then you go there and you talk to her. And after talking, if he is expecting a nice conversation and there is not a nice conversation, then that is a problem. And even with girls, if they find someone handsome, they go, they talk to them, and if they get into a relationship, but then there is no uh, outcome or there is no conversation in the relationship, then I don't even know if you can even consider it a relationship. If you guys are just there, if a girl is just there for a guy because he's handsome, and a guy is just there for a girl because she's beautiful, then I don't even know if we can consider it a relationship. Because what do you guys talk about? But is there that you guys can even have a conversation with, but the other person doesn't really know how to have a conversation about anything?
Because the thing is that relationships and friendships वही मैटर करती हैं और वही लास्ट लॉन्ग करती हैं जहां पर देर आर कॉन्वर्सेशंस हैपनिंग, जहां पर देर इज लाइक यू आर एक्सप्रेसिंग योर सेल्फ, वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट वेरी इंटेलेक्चुअल कॉन्वर्सेशंस बट जस्ट अ बेसिक कॉन्वर्सेशन, जस्ट इवन टेलिंग कि हाउ इज योर डे and how are you feeling. If you cannot give the other person that much space, then I don't think at any point your relationship is going to last. It will only be toxic.
Yeah.
And that is the main idea of any friendship or relationship, that you are there for the other person. So that's where your personality matters, क्योंकि looks 6 महीने के बाद fade हो, that's all.
And that is the main thing. क्योंकि आप कितना कितना भी रिलेशनशिप कितने भी उस पर चला लो कि नहीं भाई बस बंदी अच्छी दिखती है या फिर नहीं भाई बस लड़का अच्छा दिखता है, पर वो कब तक अच्छा लगेगा जब उसका आपकी कॉन्वर्सेशन में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं होगा, उसका या लड़की का भी आपकी कॉन्वर्सेशन में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, और आप कोई कॉन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट कर रहे हो किसी चीज़ के बारे में बात कर रहे हो और वो कहीं तक भी नहीं पहुंच रही है, कंक्लूजन भी नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, वो कहीं भी नहीं जा रही है, वो मूव भी नहीं हुई है कॉन्वर्सेशन, तो आप ऐसे कैसे रह पाओगे इसके साथ? या तो फिर ये है कि आपको बस उसके साथ रहना अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि वो हैंडसम है, आपकी इमेज अच्छी बनी रहती है, पर आप इनिशियल बातें किसी और के साथ कर रहे हो। एंड दैट इज वेयर दिस होल चीटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट कम्स इन, because initially you are with the person who looks very handsome, but he has nothing to offer, and then you find someone who offers, and then you find them him attractive. So attractiveness will jump. Even extremely good looking people are not safe from being cheated on or being moved on, और उनको ज्यादा लगता है इस चीज का। इफ यू आर एक्सट्रीमली
हम्म।
अट्रैक्टिव एंड अ guy breaks up with you,
हम्म।
that is more hurtful. And even for a guy, if you are extremely handsome and a girl is breaking up with you,
या
the entire question or the entire thing you will ask, मैंने उसको सब कुछ दिया, मेरे से कैसे चलेगी।
एंड द थिंग इज आई थॉट कि मे बी, मतलब मैंने सोचा था कि ये थोड़ा कम लेवल पे होता होगा, बट आई सी दिस थिंग हैपनिंग अ लॉट, कि men, they just get a pretty girl, they just get a good looking girl, and क्यों? क्योंकि उन्होंने दुनिया को दिखानी है कि मेरे पास सुंदर लड़की है।
भाई
इससे उनका स्टैंडर्ड रेज होता है दुनिया की नजरों में, उनके दोस्त
sorry guys, there have
थिंक दैट, wow, imagine just you are calling out a hen, and that hen is so smart, they are just straight up talking about intellectual things. Man, that's a wonder, that's a wonder. But well, moving on.
so, as you can see, Chauntecleer has declared herself a hen. So like I said in the first part, we support LGBTQ and self identification. So yes, please support, please
We support all animals also, but the thing I was talking about is that, and then men, they often like, now here what happens is that men, they see women as objects, first thing, कि जितनी मैंने महंगी घड़ी पहनी होगी, जितनी महंगी मेरी गाड़ी होगी, उतनी मेरी रेस स्टैंडर्ड होगा, तो जितनी सुंदर मेरी लड़की होगी, उतना मेरा स्टैंडर्ड रेस होगा। नाउ हियर ऑब्जेक्टिफिकेशन ऑफ वुमेन इज हैपनिंग, एंड यहाँ पर नाउ, if the guy is with you for that reason, and a lot of times I think it is the ideology that guys do have, तो यहाँ पर अब क्योंकि वो लड़की को एज एन ऑब्जेक्ट ही देख रहे हैं, तो वो उसकी फीलिंग्स भी उतना कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे, एंड द रिलेशनशिप विल नॉट वर्क दैट मच, और इट वोंट बी दैट फुलफिलिंग, क्योंकि यहाँ पर फिर इमोशंस उतने कंसीडर नहीं होंगे, यहाँ पर चीजें टॉक्सिक ही टर्न आउट करेंगी।
can.
क्योंकि क्योंकि in a relationship you shouldn't be with the other person because they are rich, because they have certain luxuries, yeah, they can provide you with this or that, but is that they see you as a human. From the core, they see you as a human, they see you with your unfiltered self, they see you for your flaws and they stand by it. That is what you're there for. You're not there for money and caste and any of the factors.
Yes,
Yeah.
agreed very much. If you are in a relationship because you liked something about the person initially, and then you see them opening up to you, talking about their problems, talking about who they really are, and then you start to find them unattractive, it is very okay to end things there and not let the other person be too much emotionally involved in you, because if a guy is extremely attractive, a girl want him to be there, so she starts talking about her things with you,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
as and consciously you know you are attractive, तो जनरल कंसेंसस ये जाएगी कि मैं क्यों सुनता रहूँ इसकी बकवास, मेरा अपना भी है, ये भी है, वो भी है। मैं इनिशियली तो ये परेशान नहीं कर रही थी, अब एकदम ही लग पड़ी करने, ये क्या कर रही है, ये क्या कर रही है। तो जब पर्सन अपनी इनिशियल पर्सनैलिटी आपके साथ रिवील करने तक कंफर्टेबल हो जाता है और आप ये सोचते हो कि मैं नहीं कर सकता हूँ, तो आप छोड़ देते हो। तो आप उसी कारण से छोड़ते हो क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि आप अट्रैक्टिव हो तो आपको और बंदा मिल जाएगा या और बंदी मिल जाएगी। बट दैट जस्ट शोज कि आप किसी भी रिलेशनशिप में तभी तक हो जब तक आपकी इनिशियल ब्यूटी अप्रिशिएट हो रही है, और जब तक आपको पूरी वैलिडेशन मिल रही है और आपको पूरी अटेंशन मिल रही है। क्योंकि अट्रैक्टिव पीपल के साथ मोर प्रॉब्लम यही आती है कि उनको हर जगह ही वही चाहिए होता है, अट्रैक्शन ही, फिर चाहे वो रिलेशन में अपने पार्टनर से ही क्यों ना मांग रहे हो। और जब तक आप इस चीज़ को चेंज नहीं करते हो, आपका रिलेशनशिप, चाहे आप अट्रैक्टिव हो चाहे आप नहीं हो, रिलेशनशिप वहां पे चलेगा ही नहीं। और अट्रैक्टिवनेस यहाँ पे क्या पार्ट प्ले करती है? ईगो। जितने आप अट्रैक्टिव उतना आपका ईगो, जितना आपको लगता है कि लड़कियां आपको पसंद करती है, जितना आपको लगता है, जितना आपको आ जाता है कि लड़के इतने मेरे को पसंद करते हैं और ये है, आपका ईगो उतना ही बढ़ता जाता है। जो कि बुरी बात नहीं है, पर फिर भी डाउन टू अर्थ तो रहना ही पड़ता है, रियलिटी तो आएगी ही आएगी। कितना आप अपनी ब्यूटी के दम पे लोगों को अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट करोगे? जब वो इनिशियली जब वो आपसे इंटरेक्ट करेंगे और उनको लगेगा कि मैं क्या शिट ह्यूमन बीइंग है ये, फिर थोड़ी वो लोग आपसे आके बोलेंगे भाई आप तो बहुत अट्रैक्टिव हो, मेरे को आपसे बात करनी है। कौन करेगा आपसे बात? और यही मेन दिक्कत आती है, लोग इतने पॉपुलर क्यों होते हैं, ये ब्यूटीफुल पीपल।
हम्म।
क्योंकि इनसे
हम्म।
उन्होंने बात ही नहीं करी होती है।
ट्रू।
आप जब इनिशियली जाके
और
इनसे
ये
होगे, इनके पास कुछ नहीं होगा बात करने के लिए।
और ये करते भी नहीं है।
ये करेंगे भी नहीं भाई, क्योंकि इनको पता है कि लोग इनको पसंद करते हैं। लेकिन जब लोगों को पता चलता है चलेगा कि आपकी पर्सनैलिटी क्या है, कौन आपको पसंद करेगा यार? एक बंदे को अगर इतना है कि खुद को वो देखना है कि मेरे को ब्यूटीफुल होना है कि नहीं, सबसे पहले तो अपनी पर्सनैलिटी राइट करो। अगर आपकी पर्सनैलिटी अच्छी है, तो अगर आप सुंदर हो भी नहीं ना, और सम हाउ सम वे पीपल आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, तो वो आपसे इसलिए नहीं बात कर रहे हैं कि आप सुंदर हो, वो आपसे इसलिए बात कर रहे हैं क्योंकि आपकी पर्सनैलिटी अच्छी है। और ये मोस्ट अट्रैक्टिव पार्ट होता है बंदे में, अगर उसकी पर्सनैलिटी अच्छी है तो। आप भले सुंदर हो लो, पर आपको अगर बात करने नहीं आती है और आपको तमीज नहीं है या आपकी पर्सनैलिटी नहीं है कुछ, भाई कोई नहीं रुकेगा आपके साथ। सिस्टम से पहले सीधी सी बात है। और वहां पे भी लुक्स मैटर करेंगे। अगर आप प्रेजेंटेबल ही नहीं बना रहे हो खुद को कि मेरे से आके लोग बात कर सकते हैं, तो आपसे कौन बात करेगा आगे? तो इनिशियली तो लोग
नाउ
करेंगे।
what exactly is personality here, and how can one enhance their his her personality if
We will
they feel
talk
like
about this. We will talk about this after 2 minutes.
yeah.
For that 2 minutes, we will elaborate this, the topic that is on hand. But even so, I think we should. Yes, yes, don't take it. Please.
So basically the conclusion of all the looks and beauty matter is that we are all ugly at some point. After a point of time you get ugly, क्योंकि we all have ugly factors in us. Because what is ugly, what is disgusting, the very first thing that's coming into my mind is a little weird, but it's we all poop. That's disgusting. Not disgusting, but that is quite an ugly truth that you can every day see. So the conclusion is that you don't have to, like, look, the self awareness is very important. You must know where you stand, but after that you should treat yourself as the best person, as the most attractive person, and that is all.
And just try to be presentable. You have to be presentable. If you are not presentable, it doesn't mean you are ugly. It just means you are not approachable. So be presentable. Anybody can be presentable. Just have some confidence and you are presentable with nice clothes and some grooming here and there. That is presentable. And for the most part, the beauty part will matter initially, if people are trying to approach you or you are trying to approach people. Other after that, everything that matters is your personality and how you talk or how you really are. And we will talk about the